The delights of home cooking brought to the office for lunch.
People often use the common microwave to heat up fish dishes for their lunch. That really smells up the entire lunchroom, and then they do absolutely nothing about it to clean it up. That really gets my goat.
That's not the most polite way to treat your colleagues. It would certainly annoy me as much as it does World Service listener Shahpar from Bangladesh. And wherever you are, I'm sure you can come up with other examples of impolite behaviour and bad manners. But why do we have etiquette in the first place? Where do the rules of polite conduct come from, and are they the same the world over? I'm Izzy Lawrence, and in a few minutes here on the BBC World Service, I will be delving into the past and present of etiquette with the help of 3 international experts, plus a number of our listeners from 4 continents.
BBC News with Sue Montgomery. The lower house of Thailand's parliament has approved a new draft law giving equal marriage rights to all couples, regardless of gender. Marriage will now be described as a partnership between 2 individuals. Here's Jonathan Head.
It's the first time in this region that any government has come so close to passing a law giving completely equal rights in marriage. It's something, of course, that LGBTQ plus groups have been campaigning for a very long time. They've come close to it before. Been years and years of campaigning. Thailand has a very open and accepting climate or attitude towards same-sex marriage to LGBTQI communities, but the law has always been the hardest thing to get over. We believe the law has now passed 399 votes to 10. That leaves only the upper house, the appointed Senate, to approve it, which we believe is essentially a formality, then the King's approval, and the law is likely to be enacted by the end of the year.
The head of the European Council, Charles Michel, has accused Russia of lying in its attempts to link last week's deadly Moscow attack to Ukraine. The Islamic State group has claimed with evidence that it carried out the attack. Danny Eberhard reports.
In a BBC interview, Charles Michel condemned the Crocus City concert hall attack. It was, he said, terrible, expressing solidarity with the victims. But he criticised Moscow's response as regrettable. He accused the Kremlin of using all possible means to try to justify its aggression against Ukraine, constructing what he called an absurd narrative. Mr. Michel said the EU was neither naive nor intimidated and remained determined to continue supporting Kyiv. He again pushed for the bloc to shift mindset and boost its defence capabilities.
Divers will search the waters off the collapsed Baltimore Bridge to retrieve 6 construction workers who are presumed dead. Tuesday's disaster forced the indefinite closure of the Port of Baltimore, one of the busiest on America's eastern seaboard. Investigators will also attempt to recover the ship's data recorder to establish the cause of a loss of propulsion that led to the collision. Relatives of an Israeli held captive in Gaza were reportedly among several people arrested by police at a protest in Tel Aviv following the failure of talks on a possible truce. Here's Yolande Nell.
Family members of hostages and activists used cages to block a main road in Tel Aviv as they demanded more be done to free those kidnapped on the 7th of October. Their calls have become more desperate after Israeli negotiators were recalled from indirect talks with Hamas in Qatar. One official was quoted as saying they'd reached a dead end. Mediators had been pushing a deal for a 6-week halt in Israel's offensive in Gaza in return for the release of 40 of the remaining 130 hostages.
World News from the BBC. The remote Australian town of Alice Springs has called a state of emergency and imposed a 2-week curfew for under 18-year-olds after increasing unrest. The violence followed the funeral of a teenager killed in a traffic accident involving an allegedly stolen car. Up to 150 people were involved in several brawls. The area has long struggled with social problems. The United States says it will attempt to seize 2 luxury New York apartments that prosecutors say were purchased by Mongolia's former prime minister using profits from corrupt mining deals. The U.S. Justice Department says Sukhbatar Batbolt spent $14 million in illicit funds on the properties. He's denied the corruption allegations. The American artist Richard Serra, known for his massive abstract sculptures, has died at the age of 85. His heavy steel structures are exhibited around the world. He began as a painter before switching to sculpture in the 1960s. A brown bear which rampaged through a Slovak town, injuring 5 people, has been shot dead. Better environmental protection in Central and Eastern Europe in the past 3 decades has meant bears have returned to their natural habitats. Here's Rob Cameron.
Video footage of a large brown bear bounding through the streets of the town of Liptovský Mikuláš was broadcast around the world 10 days ago. 5 people, including a young child, were injured as the bear ran past cars and lunged at pedestrians. Now, says Environment Minister Tomáš Taraba, the bear is no more after being tracked by a drone in local forest and shot dead. The Slovak government is to call on the EU to reclassify bears, which are a protected species. There are too many, it says, and the numbers pose a threat to humans.
BBC News.
Welcome to the Forum from the BBC World Service. I'm Izzy Lawrence. When we're little, our parents, grandparents and teachers tell us how to behave. They teach us what they think are the timeless
myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenating, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386. And they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep. Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep. Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info at at welllam@gmail.com. Wellam Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386. And they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep. Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup, anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable and trustworthy.
There. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Of amino acid that the cancers need to grow.
They're called wisdom teeth casually. Once was the time we would regard.
Still to come on the forum. Most of us would prefer politeness to bad manners, but are etiquette rules always a force for good? We also discuss Victorian etiquette manuals and the myriad of stipulations in them that dictated how to use everything from a dining fork to an umbrella. And we discover why and how a lady's fan could be used not just to cool down in the summer, but also to send messages to friends and lovers.
BBC News. The lower house of Parliament in Thailand has approved a draft law giving equal marriage rights to all couples, regardless of gender. The legislation is now almost certain to be enacted, making Thailand the first country in Southeast Asia to recognise same-sex marriage. The head of the European Council, Charles Michel, has accused Russia of lying in its attempts to link last week's deadly attack on a Moscow concert hall to Ukraine. The Islamic State group has said it carried out the attack. Divers in the U.S. city of Baltimore are about to resume their search in the waters of the Patapsco River for 6 construction workers who are now presumed dead. A bridge collapsed into the river in the early hours of Tuesday, minutes after a container vessel lost power and crashed into it. Hezbollah says it's launched dozens of rockets at Kiryat Shimona, an Israeli town close to the border with Lebanon, in response to deadly Israeli strikes on a Lebanese village a day earlier. The remote Australian town of Alice Springs has imposed a 2-week curfew for everyone under the age of 18 to tackle increasing unrest. Violence erupted following the funeral of a teenager who died in a traffic accident. The US says it will attempt to seize 2 luxury New York apartments that prosecutors say were purchased by Mongolia's former Prime Minister Sukhbatar Batbolt with profits from corrupt mining deals. Mr. Batbolt has denied taking kickbacks when he was Prime Minister. The American artist Richard Serra, known for his massive sculptures, has died at the age of 85. His giant yet minimalist structures of steel are exhibited around the world, from the museums of Paris and New York to the desert of Qatar. BBC News.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You're stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep. Are Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Broadcasting live online. Broadcasting live online.
Body is your ma. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set.
Online, on mobile,
Harrison,
soon on DAB.
This is the Kingmaker of the
Radio
girls.
UK,
here,
the leading
Star Radio, don't go nowhere,
Afro-Caribbean
UK,
radio station
London.
in
We call
London.
them London for home. For here, we call them London.
Hi there, this is CJ, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Star Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Star Radio UK.
Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Star Radio UK and the Morning Show.
This is Star Radio. This is
UK.
Star Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK.
broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Star Radio. Star Radio.
This is Star Radio UK.
By the people.
Welcome.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth and those of you on other planets as well. I want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Wednesday edition of the morning show. Today is the 27th day of March, the year 2024, with the time now exactly at 10:42. And wherever you are, this is the Star Radio UK Wednesday edition. Well, getting you to or get you ready for the Easter weekend. So keep your dial so logged on Star Radio UK.
This is Star Radio UK.
Well, I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
But let me say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, Mr. Olaimi Koiki. Good morning to you, Mr. Frank David. Good morning to you. Aziz, good morning. Anthony Adedeji, good morning to you. Rachel, good morning. My Bishop Adeshina, massive good morning to you. Apostle, yes, my big apostle himself, massive good morning to you. Bishop Michael Isi, good morning. Pastor Momo, good morning. Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, good morning to you. Rachel, I hope you are doing very, very well. Sir Moses, I salute you. And to every one of you who've tuned in this morning, all the way in Cape Town, South Africa. Amen. Good morning to you. In Ghana, all the Hammonds there, I salute each and every one of you. And to every one of you who's tuned in. My brother Felix, all the way in Aberdeen, massive good morning to you all. And I welcome you to the Wednesday edition of the morning show. Now, you know the program finishes at 12 o'clock, but for the program outline, this is what I'm going to be having today. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day. The weather forecast is going to follow suit, then the travel update as well. We move from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe this morning. Well, then after that, we'll bring you details of all those stories. We'll move on from there, and at 12:45, my apologies, 11:45, I open the lines for you to add a voice to the discussions if need be. However, if you want to do that before then, you know, you can post your comments on the platforms that we are broadcasting on, and I will read it out and acknowledge you there as well. So do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages there as well. But once again, welcome on board Star Radio UK. Now the quote for the day says, if you want to change your future, you have to change your thoughts, decisions and actions today. So it's all inside that coconut. Now, if you want to change your future, you have to change how even you see or you perceive yourself and everything. Change it, and that will turn your fortunes around for you. Somebody say that, well, we've got to all those the positive mindset gathering and all that, but we've not seen nothing there. But I can assure you that if you want to change, do so and you will have it. All right then. Now let's move on straight. Before I bring you some announcement, a very, very important announcement that I'll be bringing you for a program that's going to be taking place as an Easter special. I think those of you who joined the broadcast earlier on would have seen the flyer on the broadcast, or those of you on our Facebook page, you would have seen that there is a wonderful program that's going to be taking place today. So I wanted to be part of it. Okay, and all Christ Apostolic Church members, so get yourself, and I'll be telling you more about that. But moving on straight to the weather front, what has the weather got in stock for us? Now, for the weather today, now a band of showery rain, locally heavy, will quickly move eastwards this afternoon, clearing to sunny spells and blustery showers, locally heavy. It's going to be breezy. Now, mainly dry and mostly clear this evening, but cloud and outbreaks of heavy persistent rain will push in from the south and west overnight and linger for most into tomorrow morning. It's going to be windy at times there as well. Just bear with me. My apologies. Now, atomic temperature is going to be 11 degrees. The lowest is going to be 6 degrees. Pollen level is going to be moderate. UV level, moderate. Pollution is going to be low. Sunset is going to be 18:26 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 05:46 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you. But this is Star Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on straight to the travels as well before I take a break. Well, for the travels, those of you in London, well, the Bakerloo line has got part suspension, and let me give you the details of that. No service between Queen's Park and Harrow and Winston, while they fix a signal failure at Wembley Central. London or Underground tickets will be accepted on local bus services, goods service on the rest of the line. The district line is also suffering some part suspension. No service between Turnham Green and Richmond, while Network Rail fixes a signal failure at Richmond. Good service on the rest of the line though. And the latest about line is having minor delays between Paddington and Heathrow Airport, Reading, while Network Rail conduct a safety inspection on the track. Good service on the rest of the line. That aside, all the other underground lines are running the good service. DLR and London Tramlink good service, but London Overground has also got some issue there. No service between South Acton and Richmond, while they fix while Network Rail fix signal failure at Richmond. Good service on all other routes though. It's all coming away from Star Radio UK. Now moving on straight to the major routes in London. What have I got for you? Yeah. No exceptional delays there, apart from maybe your local areas. The River Bus is also running a good service, and the London cable car will have the planned closures is from tomorrow. Today is the last day for the planned closure, so hopefully by tomorrow it will be up and running. And that brings us straight to the final segment of the travel update. That is the National Rail. But keep your eyes on the roads, as we keep it navigated. I promise our bond. Now, Avanti West Coast has got special service. First Haul trains, minor delays. First Transparent Express, minor delays. Now, Grand Central special service. Great Western Railway, minor delays. Heathrow Express, minor delays. Northern Rail special service. ScotRail, minor delays. Southwestern Railway, minor delays. And Transport for Wales have also got what? Special service. So, in a gist, that's what's going to be happening. That is all about your travels this morning. If as and when there are any updates, I promise you one thing for sure, I will bring it to the fore. But on that note, let me say it once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, there's a special program coming to take place or taking place tonight from 8 to 9 p.m. And that is today, 27th UK time. And it's a special Easter edition of the Faith Talk, the special one, hosted by your one and only KB Bossman. Okay, KBA Bossman, who is the host. Okay, and he is hosting who? Apostle Lawyer Samuel Ampon Safrempong, who is the chairman of the Christ Apostolic Church International, CACI. And today they'll be looking at a blessing to the nations. Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 and 3. So make a date with them today when that program comes your way. Listeners, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is the morning show. Just bear with us whilst we get some few things running. Okay, so that is Theodora Gospel. And as I did announce this morning or a moment ago, this program, a special edition of the Faith Talk, taking place tonight on Starr Radio UK with KB Bossman, featuring the chairman of the Christ Apostolic Church International. So make sure your doors are logged on. Tell someone to tell someone to tell someone. This mighty man of God is appearing on the program. Apostle Lawyer Samuel Ampon Safrempong, chairman of the Christ Apostolic Church International. Theodora Gospel, the kingdom comes and goes, you reign, play in the background. But don't you worry, I'll be bringing you that full song, the full length of that song in a moment. But wherever you are, just stay tuned whilst I take you global trotting. Time exactly 6 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's now move on. Let's look at some of the stories making the rounds this morning. Now, when we start from kicking off from Nigeria, as I would normally do, the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit has uncovered 27 cells belonging to the indigenous people of Biafra in 22 countries across the globe, including the United States of America, United Kingdom of Great Britain, and Northern Ireland. So we'll be telling you more about that as well. And then in other stories as well, Kwame killing, how army invaded my country home, Clark is saying. Elder statement and former Federal Commissioner of Information, Chief Edwin Clark, yesterday disclosed that the military personnel invaded and ransacked his country home in Delta State last Saturday over claims that they were looking for the community chairman of the Kwama community, where 17 military personnel were recently killed. Okay, well. Now, in other stories as well, APC lawmakers urge Tinubu to intervene in Plateau Assembly crisis. The 50-member elect of the Plateau State House of Assembly, belonging to the ruling All Progressive Congress, have called on President Bola Tinubu to intervene. I'll be telling you more about that as the program goes on. Well, we'll be talking about the insecurity, but ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo has correlated the surge in banditry and kidnappings with the widespread unemployment in the nation. He expressed this viewpoint while delivering a speech at the 9th International Trade Exhibition and Conference of Agro-Food, Plastic Printing and Packaging in Lagos. We'll tell you more about all that as the program goes on. And Tinubu says kidnappers must be treated as terrorists. Now, President Bola Tinubu has denounced the heinous actions of kidnappers nationwide, asserting that those engaged in these vile acts should be considered terrorists. What do you think about all that? More and details of it going to be coming your way. Now, Kalu meets Okunjo Iweala and 6 WTO's collaboration in boosting primary product export. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives Honorable Benjamin Kalu has solicited the cooperative efforts of the World Trade Organization WTO in boosting the exportation of primary products from Nigeria and Africa in general. Why are they not talking about secondary? Why are we not adding value to our primary products and then doing something about it? But looking at boosting primary product exports, we've done that all this while. Up to now, Nigeria is doing so with their crude oil. It's now that they are saying they're going to be the refineries are going to be working and stuff like that. Oh, hope to see what is happening there. Now, Tinubu appoints Laka as coordinator National Counter-Terrorism Center. Some of stories making the rounds there as well. And then why Nigerian bandits target school children for kidnapping? It is every patient's worst nightmare. Armed criminals attacking their child's school, kidnapping students and teachers. In some parts of Nigeria, this scenario is not just the stuff of nightmare. It has become all too common in the past 10 years. The most famous incident was the mass abduction of 276 students from a girls' school in Chibok in Borno State. And then protesters disrupt flights at Port Harcourt International Airport. There are some of the stories making the rounds from Nigeria today. In other parts of Africa, Dumaye Faye, Senegal's tax inspector and former inmate, headed for presidential palace. This one is from prison to president. Boy, oh boy. But I hope, as he's saying, he will rule or he will lead the country in humility and make sure that he tackles the concerns of people. If he's able to do that, why not? But well, this is all coming away from Starr Radio in UK. Now, Kenya starts to hand over to relatives the bodies of 429 people, and I bet you that is from this cult group that caused people to tell them that they have to fast, and as they fast, they die. They will be going to heaven. They'll be seeing God or seeing Jesus, and those who were brainwashed to that extent decided to go. So meanwhile, they were eating, right? Okay, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other stories making the rounds as well in other parts of the world. 4 sentenced to death in Tunisia for a 2013 assassination of a politician. Chokri Beled, the 48-year-old leader of the Popular Front Coalition, was shot in his car outside his home in Tunis in February 2013. His assassination sparked lots of protests, but now we know some people are going to face or have been sentenced to death. Okay, so I hope that the family get the closure that they need there. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK in other parts of the world as well. Divers are set to resume search after Baltimore Bridge collapse. Now, 6 people working on the Baltimore Francis Scott Key Bridge when it was struck by a container ship are presumed dead. Well, there was one who is said to have 3 kids, and so it's a sad one. It's a sad one. Father of 3 among Baltimore Bridge victims, and supply chain concern after Baltimore ship crash, and 6 presumed dead after Baltimore Bridge collapse. Those are some of the stories making the round. Now, Taylor Swift's dad has avoided assault charge in Australia. Well, his defense has worked well, haven't they? A Titanic prop that sparked debates has sold for $718,000. And Thailand's move to legalize same-sex marriage. Some of the stories making the rounds there, but it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. A son of Guinea-Bissau ex-president jailed for drugs and coup plot. Those are some of the stories. Now, European flying car technology has been sold to China. Who sold it? Why was it sold? Those are some of the stories making the round. And Mongolia ex-prime minister bought New York flats with corrupt funds. That's what the US is saying. And so they're going to be confiscating it. Is it their funds? How do you know that it's a corrupt US? If he was bribed, wasn't he bribed by his own people? So what do you think about all that? Lots more going to be coming your way from there. This is Starr Radio UK. This is the Wednesday edition of the morning show. In the UK front as well, what have I news for you? Parents killed baby when he should have been protected. Report says a review over the killing of a 10-month-old Finlay Borden finds significant shortcomings. It's quite tricky, you know. Social workers going to somebody's house or doctors, and then and then the baby is covered all nicely, and they are laughing. And how do you even? You get it? It's sad. It's sad. When you go frisking, yeah, good morning. Yeah, will tell you to go to frisk me. Now you go frisking, and they say, well, you are encroaching on our. But again, when you step back and something happens as well, you are held accountable or culpable for that. What do you think about all that? Holiday makers caught out by 10-year passport rule. Okay, I'll be telling you more about that. I remember one of my sisters was flying, and then she had less than 6 months in her passport, I think so, and then it all went pear-shaped. And up to now she's not got a refund for it, because we assume that the airline should have checked that before, but they also trying to push the blame squarely on the steps of the buyer or the one who was going on holidays. Now, Katie Price have been warned about damaging plastic surgery. Okay, well, she's going on changing to get to a point where it cannot melt, it cannot be stiff any longer, and it melts. Okay, public satisfaction with NHS at lowest level. Those are some of the stories making the rounds this morning. But wherever you are, this is Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A drink driver has plowed into crops as police give a chase. Okay. Lots more going to be coming your way from there as well. When it comes to the front page of some of the newspapers here in the UK, a disaster container ship collision had break on the bridge. That's captured by the Metro. The Daily Telegraph also says churches undermining asylum system. There are some of the stories there as well. And then the Daily Mail, what is killing off all the deaf in Paradise detectives? Now, Clapham chemical attacker asylum fiasco. Judge doubted his account. He failed questions on Christianity and was convicted sex offender. But Afghan was still allowed to stay as a convert. Now, it is easy to come out with that conclusion. However, there are people who are aligned to Christianity, they say, or whatever faith, yet they also go on to perpetrate evil like this. Okay? But I know the asylum system is not working the way that government really wanted to work, and crossing the boat and stopping the boats and all those things are going on. But this action, it's difficult for you to actually come out to say that, well, somebody who says he's converted is not converted. But again, they were saying there are questions that were posed to him as to his faith as a Christian. He failed to actually come out with that. But there were pictures of him handing tracts out in public as well. What do you think about all that? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Chemical attacker given asylum despite failing Christianity test. Oh boy. Now just 1 in 4 say NHS is working. Now state pension age may rise to 68 sooner to pay for triple lock pledge. Oh boy. And then CBI stops staff discussing sexual misconduct and bullying claims. Those are some of the stories making the rounds there. In other stories as well, Harry and the rap star sex party lawsuit. That is P. Diddy. Now, traitors, the Brits fighting for Putin. Oh boy. Okay. And Financial Times says Trump's social media group, the TMTG, jumped 50% on Nasdaq market debut. Oh well. Well, Trump might be scooping in some money soon. Lawsuit links Duke with rapper K is one of the stories making the rounds on in the Sun as well. The Daily Star, Cherry Gardner censored by despot over pair of jeans. Kim Jong-un's war on Alan Tishman's imperialist Trump. It's quite an interesting one there. Well, a few of those stories making the rounds. I'll do my best to bring you as much as I can before the 12 o'clock when the program is brought to a close. But wherever you are, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a musical break, and once we come back, I will bring you all that you need to know from the stories that we brought to you. Stay tuned.
Kingdoms come and go, nations arise and fall, seasons come and go, but you reign, God you reign. Kingdoms come and go, nations arise and fall, seasons come and go, but you reign, God you reign, oh Lord. Kingdoms come and go, nations rise and fall, seasons come and go, but you reign, yeah. God, you reign. You reign. You reign. You reign in my heart. Lord, you reign. You reign. Jehovah reign. Lord, you reign in my life. You reign. You reign. Jehovah reigns. You reign mention of your name, every knee shall bow, and every tongue confess that you reign. God,
In your car, at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
Jesus, every knee shall bow, Jesus, every tongue confess that you reign. God, you reign. You reign. All over the world. God, you reign. In my life. There's no God like Jehovah. You reign. You reign. Forevermore. There's no God like Jehovah. There's no God like Jehovah.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
are listening to Star Radio Morning Show.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now bringing the time now to exactement 12 minutes past the top of the hour, and it is the Wednesday edition of the morning show, finishing at 12 o'clock. But on your screens at the moment, we have a special Easter edition of the Faith Talk that will be presented today by KB Bossman from 8 to 9 p.m. UK time, of course, GMT. Okay, and he will be hosting Apostle Lawyer Samuel Amponsa Frempong, who is the chairman of the Christ Apostolic Church International, that's CACI. And they'll be looking at a blessing to the nation. Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 to 3, and Jeremiah chapter 1, verses 5 to 10, and Matthew chapter 28, verses 18 to 20. So you want in-depth discussions and knowledge from that, make sure you join KB Bossman, who is the host. He's always the host of that program. Once in a while he has someone to sit in to do the program for him, but he's going to be here. So from 8 to 9 p.m. let your dials be locked on Star Radio UK and enjoy that program. Okay, listeners, this is Star Radio UK. I'm yours sincerely, the one and only Archie, and let's move on to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds this morning. All right then. So, we start from Nigeria, where I normally kick off from. And what have I got for you? Well, the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit has uncovered 27 cells belonging to the indigenous people of Biafra in 22 countries across the globe, including the United States of America and the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The NFIU said the US and UK house the largest numbers of these IPOP cells per country, with 7 and 6 operating IPOP cells respectively in both countries. Now, details of the development were revealed in a newsletter exposing the funding of terror activities in Nigeria by IPOP bandits and other terror groups through a global crowdfunding and on sports betting platforms. The federal government had in 2017 proscribed IPOP and designated the Self-Determination Group a terrorist organization. Its leader, Nnamdi Kanu, is currently being tried on terrorism charges by the government. The NFIU, in a document titled Counterterrorism Financial Newsletter, linked the running of IPOP to 54 individuals across the globe. The document revealed the NFIU confirmed that the diaspora affiliates of the IPOP group have spread over 22 countries across the globe. Further analyzed exposed 27 entities across the globe registered in the name of the group, and the US and the UK And the US and the UK had highest number of registration, having 7 and 6 registered entities respectively. The analysis further indicates that the group has several bank accounts in different countries where funds are being received from various contributions with the narrations monthly dues, service for ESN, among others, then later disbursed for various operations. It was confirmed that one of the major sources of the revenue for the group is crowdfunding by several individuals abroad, mostly Nigerians. It was observed that over $160,000 was disbursed to transmission, media and broadcasting companies in Bulgaria, South Africa, United Kingdom. The analysis profiled the leader of the group, his address and mobile numbers abroad with other 53 individuals associated with the dissident group. The report was forwarded to law enforcement for further investigation. The NFIU further revealed that a betting platform simply identified as XC filed a suspicious transaction report on a 24-year-old Nigerian customer from North Central Nigeria. The 24-year-old from Nigeria, North Central region, received over 350,000 naira in his betting wallet, believed to be ransom money from a kidnapping. The NFIU said they're turning to Russia, isn't it? Now, in another case, the Financial Intelligence Unit exposed a terrorist attempting to evade being detected. It noted that the individual made structured cash withdrawals from different automated teller machines and purchased flight tickets to high risk areas using credit cards. The NFIU explained that whenever the individual exceeded his withdrawal limit, he would adopt alternative methods of travel. The terrorist then attempted suspicious transfers exceeding €1,000 to a local charity with potential links to terrorism. This transaction, along with others for luxury goods and escort services, raised red flags, a newsletter stated. The NFIU urged law enforcement agencies to investigate transactions by the individuals linked to known terrorists or financiers, unauthorized tax collection or forced donation in terrorism-prone areas, and bureau de change operators facilitating transfers within suspected networks. Other areas the unit wants security agencies to beam their searchlight are multiple cash deposits in bank accounts, point of sale operators receiving large deposits followed by cash withdrawals. Now, many money transfers from Nigeria to high-risk countries, recruitment of individuals to open multiple bank accounts, and financial transfers to charities linked to terrorism. Well, it's quite interesting. I remember back in the day during Buhari's tenure, when the UAE published a list. The UAE published a list of some people who are alleged to be financing all these terrorism activities in Nigeria. I don't know whether because that time those who were caught up in it were ones who hailed from, you got it? So maybe that was why they decided not to act on it, or maybe as one professor did say, one of the professors, I've forgotten his name, if Yomi was here he would have reminded me. Also, he's now Nigerians will say he's now late. He's dead. I remember dying. I've forgotten professor. He was interviewed a few times during the lockdown, and he was saying that during the lockdown there were movements. There were movements from the north where Boko Haram and all these Islamic terrorist group or extremists were trying to take control of the country, and especially they're using, that's what he was using, Fulani headsmen and doing all sorts. And then he was of the view that the financiers of these groupings are people in with deep pockets in government as well. Okay, affiliated with the government, not necessarily, the government, but affiliated with it. So we didn't have any details of the names of these individuals coming out. However, they are quick to publish something about the IPOB. Now, I've said it time and over again that if you think some people sit down, I took a typical example of what happened in Ghana, where a particular area in the Volta region, we call it the Starr area, they allowed them to vote for the presidential election, but were not allowed, because they were not allowed to have representatives for the legislature. And we have the situation where up till now they've not had the Attorney General, the Electoral Commission did not do anything about it. So if people sit down that way, look at everything and think that you are trying to you are marginalizing us, you are trying to squeeze us, you are just trying to take us as second-rate citizens, and then they decide, look, we want out. Do you blame them? Do you blame them? When people are saying that the resources that is coming from our area, we think that majority of it is taken out of the country, and our environment is being destroyed. Back in the day, that's what's killed one of these Ogoni men there as well. So, when I see such stories, I ask myself the question, do we do justice? Are we actually applying the rule of law? Or like in the animal kingdom, some animals are more equal than others. What do you think? Well, listen, it's Starr Radio UK. Now moving on to some other stories. Well, in relation to the death of some 17 soldiers, the statement and former Federal Commissioner of Information, Chief Edwin Clark, yesterday disclosed that military personnel invaded and ransacked his country home in Delta State last Saturday over claims that they were looking for the community chairman of Okwama community, where 17 military personnel were recently killed. Clark said the soldiers, numbering between 30 to 40, came in about 5 trucks loaded, also invaded the home of his late brother, Ambassador Akporode Blessing Clark, who served as Nigeria's permanent representative to the United Nations and permanent secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Recall that 17 soldiers were recently ambushed and killed in Okwama community of Ogele South local government area of Delta State, which led to a national outcry. The military has since launched a manhunt to arrest the culprits, creating tension in the area. However, the other statesman, who was in Abuja at the time of the invasion, said the army invaded his country home by land and air, breaking into his house that was securely locked. He said the soldiers dragged out his late brother, his late brother's son, who was taking a bath, and also marched out staff living in the buildings, including lecturers at the university, and made them sit on bare ground. The Niger Delta leader, however, noted that the commanding officer, Nigeria Army Division in Port Harcourt, who called to notify him of the soldiers' action and apologize on behalf of the army. While he said he accepted the apology of the military, he also condemned the killings of the 17 soldiers and called for the arrest of the culprits. Now, Clark described the killings of the soldiers as barbaric, adding that it should not be tolerated. Addressing a press conference in Abuja, Clark said, at about 6 p.m. on Saturday, 23rd of March 2024, I got a telephone call from someone who identified himself as the commanding officer of Nigerian Army Division in Port Harcourt. He said that a tracker of the Nigerian Army had tracked one Mr. Vote, the community chairman of Okwama community, whom the army was looking for in respect of the killing of the 17 men of the Nigerian Army, to a house in Ughelli, and that the military men had broken into the house, ransacked it, before they were informed that the house belongs to me, and that he was very sorry and apologized to me on behalf of the army. Was anything destroyed? And if it was, are they going to compensate him for that? We talk about Chief Dr. Sunday Igboho, who, how many years now, was also pursued. He was pursued, and what happened to him? Let's take a quick break so that the image bit can be rectified. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yes, the special Easter edition of the Faith Talk takes place tonight at between 8 and 9 p.m. Your host, KB Bossman, will be here, and he'll be hosting Apostle Lawyer Samuel Amponsa Frank Pong, who is the chairman of the Christ Apostolic Church International, CACI. And the topic today will be a blessing to the nations. Who is that blessing? Who and what blessing is it talking about there? You want to know more? Have a date or make a date with KB Bossman, and he will help you put all the questions to Apostle there. Okay, listeners, Starr Radio UK. Now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds. Final one from Nigeria, and then let's move on from there. And this time around pertaining to what Tinubu is saying. Okay, let me bring you this one quickly, and then we go. The ex-president Olusegun Obasanjo has correlated the surge in banditry and kidnapping with the widespread unemployment in the nation. He expressed this viewpoint while delivering a speech on the 9th International Trade Exhibition and Conference of Agro-Food, Plastic Printing and Packaging in Lagos. Now, Federate Mess and the Organization for Technology Advancement of Code in West Africa co-hosted the event. Now, he says that the ex-president, who labeled himself as a fervently passionate about agriculture, emphasized the importance of advancing agribusiness to ensure food security, nutritional well-being, job opportunities, wealth generation, poverty reduction, and revenue special through foreign exchange. He stressed that efforts to ensure food security should include ensuring the presence, affordability, and accessibility of food within the nation. Obasanjo said, food security starts with availability. We must be able to produce enough. Then there is the affordability. We must be able to get everybody who need food to be able to get the food that they need. Then there is accessibility. We must get food to where it is needed. Almost 40% of our food go to waste after cultivation. So, food security and nutrition security makes agribusiness important. Obasanjo emphasized the importance of encouraging youth involvement in agriculture to address issues like immigration, unemployment, and security. and insecurity. He expressed concern that Nigeria youth tend to favor the entertainment industry over agriculture, highlighting the necessity of making farming more attractive. Additionally, he urged policymakers to maintain consistent policies to enable farmers to plan effectively without fear of sudden policy changes disrupting their effort. Now, central to this effort, he stressed the importance of providing low interest loans to farmers, emphasizing that high interest rates hinder profitable agri-business ventures. In another report, Obasanjo revealed that President Bola Tinubu's administration needs to alleviate the ongoing economic hardship. Obasanjo said the economic hardship is caused by mismanagement of resources and lack of productivity among Nigerians. I do say it all the time. When you are in the helm of things, you don't get it. But when you are out there, you are able to see things clearly. As I say, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. One final story from Nigeria and then we'll move on. President Bola Tinubu has denounced the heinous actions of kidnappers nationwide, asserting that those engaged in these vile acts should be considered terrorists. The president made this statement on Tuesday during a Ramadan dinner attendance by members of the federal judiciary, including the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olu Kayode Ariwola. Asserting the government intends to eradicate banditry, the president called out child kidnappers as cowards, lacking the ability to stand up to the Nigerian Armed Forces might. He goes further to say, school abductions are an ongoing security challenge in Nigeria northern region, especially since the 2014 kidnappings of more than 200 schoolgirls by Boko Haram extremists in Borno State, Chibok village, shocked the world. Armed gangs have since targeted schools for kidnap ransom, resulting in at least 1,400 abducted since then. Now, 2 weeks ago, dozens were abducted in a fresh attack by Boko Haram terrorists in Borno State. The attack was the third mass kidnappings in northern Nigeria this year, when more than 200 people, mostly women and children, were abducted by suspected extremists in Borno State. Now, it's interesting. I watch all this and I'll say, why are they not focusing on fighting this menace, but rather looking at maybe what do you call them? People who think that they are being marginalized, and they say, we want out. Now, what was the crime of Chief Dr. Sunday Igboho? He saw the Fulani herdsmen menace, that farmers menace that was going on, and decided that he wanted to speak against it and said that they are not going to be sitting down for that thing to happen. And that was his crime. That was it. But there are people going around, going to people's farms, killing them, destroying their farms, herdsmen going there, rampaging, destroying everything there. And so you ask yourself, which area or what is the priority of government at all? But well, you want to know more, you're going to find more. It's all going to be coming your way from Starr Radio UK. But for now, this is where I bring the update from Nigeria to a close. As I did say, it is the Wednesday edition of the morning show. We're finishing exactly at 12 o'clock. And then we can move you to other places. So please don't touch the dial. In other stories making the rounds as well, 4 have been sentenced to death. A Tunisian court sentenced 4 people to death and 2 to life in prison on charges stemming from the murder of a left-wing politician, a public prosecutor said on Wednesday. Chokri Bellad, the 48-year-old leader of the Popular Front Coalition, was shot in his car outside his home in Tunis in February 2013. His assassination, the country's first in decades, prompted mass protests and helped lead to the resignation of the then prime minister. The case was reopened last month after a former investigating judge was arrested on suspicion of concealing certain files. Now, Wednesday's verdict came after hours of late-night delays and lengthy deliberations due to complexity of very thorny case, said Mohammed Jmoh, a member of the Bellad Defense Committee. Before his death, Bellad had earned a following for his forceful criticism of Ennahda, the Islamic party that rose to power after President Zain El Abidine Ben Ali became the first dictator, toppled in 2011 Arab Spring uprising. His supporters blamed the party for taking an overly accommodating approach towards extremists after his assassination. Ennahda's leader classified Ansar al-Sharia as a terrorist group after the killing of another left-wing politician, Mohammed Brahmi. Later that year, law enforcement killed several alleged members of the Al-Qaeda linked group suspected of involvement in Belal's death. Several members of the Ansar al-Sharia were sentenced, including Mohammed Awoodi, the head of its military arm, Mohammed Kriari, the head of its field surveillance and information arm. Listeners, it is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, when it comes to Senegal woke up on Tuesday to a new president-elect, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, a former tax inspector and political newcomer who was released from prison just weeks ago and had inspired voters, many of them unemployed youth, with a vow to fight corruption and reform the economy. Now, Faye was catapulted into a presidential campaign after popular opposition leader Ousmane Sonko, who was barred from running due to a prior conviction, had backed him. Now, the election followed months of unrest ignited by Faye and Sonko's arrest last year and concerns that the president will seek a third term in office despite constitutional term limits. The violence shocked Senegal's reputation as a stable democracy in a region that has seen a wave of coups. Now, right groups said dozens were killed in the protests while some 1,000 people were jailed. Now, considered the anti-establishment candidate, Faye's campaign messages of economic reform and anti-corruption resonated with the youth. Almost a third of young people are unemployed, with thousands risking their lives on dangerous journeys in search of jobs in the West. Now, Taf Ndiaye, a shoe seller at a small shop in Dakar, said he voted for Faye because he thought he would create an environment where more young people could get work and contribute to their country. In a quote, he said, "We have seen our brothers and sisters fleeing to Europe, and we don't want that. This is why we want change, because the regime that was here before did not help us," he said. Our youth are expecting too much from the state? Is that how you will put it? Oh, what do you think there? Listeners, this is Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One final one, and then we'll move on from there. We'll touch on Ghana, and then we come to this part of the world as well. Now, Kenya's government on Tuesday began handing over relatives the bodies of 429 members of a doomsday cult at the center of legal case that has shocked the country. Exhumed bodies from a vast rural area in coastal Kenya have shown signs of starvation and strangulation. Cult leader Paul Mackenzie is accused of asking his followers to starve themselves to death to meet Jesus, and now face charges that include murder. Authorities are using DNA testing to help identify bodies and their families. On Tuesday, the first bodies were handed over to relatives. Emotions ran high at the Malindi mortuary as family collected loved ones for reburial. Some wailed, overwhelmed. Now, Francis Wanji, a father who lost his daughter and 7 other family members, pointed at a hearse carrying 4 bodies. "We lost 8 members of our families," Wanji said. "We were supposed to get 5, but we're told that the one of the children did not match the DNA. So now we have been given only 4 bodies. So we are still hoping that perhaps in the future we are going to get the other 4. Brainwashing. And it's sad. Because they tell you that when it comes to faith, you don't use that. But what do you think about all that? Listeners, this is Star Radio UK. And this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In another story making the rounds, this around in Ghana, a lawyer for Nam1 wrote a letter of commendation to ask for good job done. The investigator, let me bring you that. The investigator in the ongoing trial of Chief Executive Officer of Men's Gold Ghana Limited, Nana Apia Mensah, popularly known as Nam1, has dismissed accusations from lawyer of the accused of having done a shoddy work. Now, Deputy Superintendent of Police Charles Nyakun, who is the 8th defense witness, said the team of investigators who scrutinized the Nam1's case exhibited professionalism at all times. He also told the court that the good job they did caught the eyes of the defense lawyer Kwame Boafo Ekufu to the extent that counsel of the accused wrote a letter of commendation for the good job done. Really? Now, lawyer Kwame Boafo Ekufu, in the concluding part of his cross-examination of the investigator, accused the police of not doing a good job. In a quote, he said, "I am suggesting to you that the sum of money banded about in your evidence in chief does not have any independent verification before this court," lawyer Kwame Boafo Ekufu put to the witness. In his response, the investigator PW8 said he disagreed with that suggestion from the council and explained how council wrote a letter commending them for their good job. Was the council being sarcastic? Our team did a very neutral job without any bias involved in this case, the investigator stated. My lord, to the extent that counsel Mr. Kwame Boafo for accused wrote a letter of commendation for doing a good job, the witness told the court. The counsel wondered why such a letter was not attached to his witness statement to the court so he could have opportunity to be heard. The witness also told the court that our investigation did not establish that second accused, Men's Gold Ghana Limited, directly informed the complainant that it had authority from SEC, Security and Exchange Commission. However, as I mentioned earlier, the representation made between A2, that's Men's Gold Limited, and our complainant that it had a clear and qualified right to deal in gold suggested that our complainants were dealing with an entry authorized to do such a business, the investigator told the court. On December 20, 2023, the trial officially began with Stephen Atopo, a civil engineer called by the prosecution as the first witness. Well, so to what end is going on? Well, it's going to come to a point where we're going to be having these individuals getting their compensations and everything. Has money been paid them? Who knows? Well, it's all coming your way from Star Radio UK. The lines are open if you want to hop in to ask a question or put in your contribution or whatever. Feel free to do so. 0208-133-2257. Now, you can text or WhatsApp at 0753966174. And our X handle is at Star Radio UK. Email is info@starradiouk.com. Well, Embato Benson Nanaya Odro, popularly known as Funny Face, has been remanded by the district court at Kaswa Akwele into police custody for the next 2 weeks. The comedian and actor is to reappear on April 9th after he was arraigned earlier on Tuesday. He's on the charges of drunk driving and careless driving as well. He was arrested on the evening of Sunday, March 24, after he hit 4 people with his car in an accident at Kakraba in Kaswa. Oh boy, Well, listeners, it is all Star Radio UK. Drink drive is not the way at all. Never. 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 A final story from Ghana. The Supreme Court, presided over by Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Saki Tokono, has asked for the whereabouts of Roxanne Nelson Dofimako, the plaintiff in the matter in which the MP for the North Day is seeking a restraining order against the Speaker of Parliament from approving some ministerial nominees. The case, when called in court today, was immediately stood down for the court to verify from the bailiff of the court if hearing notice was served on the plaintiff, who is not in court currently. Well, does that mean that they're going to throw it out? What exactly is happening? It's interesting, you know. Very, very interesting. But listeners, this is all coming away from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London at 14 minutes to the top of the hour. Okay. Now moving on closer to home here. Now, 3-time Grammy winner Sean Combs, commonly known as Puff Daddy, is under scrutiny in a sex trafficking investigation. On Tuesday, his lawyer slammed an excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by the Homeland Security investigations agents during the searches of Combs' Los Angeles and Miami properties on Monday. The criminal investigation is a major development. Combs has been the defendant in several sexual abuse lawsuits in recent months. In one suit settled the day after it was filed in November, R&B singer Casey, Sean's former girlfriend, sued him alleging years of sexual abuse, including rape. The lawsuit said he forced her to have sex with male prostitutes while he filmed them. Another of Combs' accusers was a music producer who said he coerced him to solicit prostitutes and pressured him to have sex with them. It is not clear whether the search is related to any of the allegations raised in the lawsuit. Combs is among most influential hip-hop producers and executives of the past 3 decades. He built one of his hip-hop biggest empires, blazing a trail with several entities attached to his name. His lawyers insist Combs is innocent and will continue to fight to clear his name. Well, listeners, this is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, the disaster that happened yesterday, well, information coming through is that, well, the data investigators have boarded the container ship which crashed into a bridge in the US city of Baltimore and recovered its data recorder. Officials have said that 6 people are presumed dead after the collision involving the Singapore flagged Dali, which struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge as it left port on Tuesday. One of the missing has been named as Miguel Luna, originally from El Salvador, who was working on the bridge at the time of the crash. The bridge snapped and plunged into the Patapsco River on Tuesday at about 01:30 Eastern Time or 05:30 GMT after the Dali container ship crashed into it. The vessel had lost power and issued a distress call moments before, but was traveling too quickly to change course. President Biden has said the U.S. government will cover the entire cost of rebuilding the bridge. Well, it is all coming away from Star Radio UK. But interestingly, the ship underwent and passed 2 inspections last year. For more information coming through, so that the data recorder has been recovered from the Delhi. The Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore says the ship was inspected twice last year at foreign ports in June and September 2023 and passed their inspection. During the June inspection in Chile, a faulty gauge which monitors fuel pressure, were detected and fixed before the ship left the port. In September, the West Coast Guard inspected the vessel in New York, and it was found to have no deficiencies. Shipping database equals stated. Now, certificates covering the structural integrity of the vessel and functionality of the vessel equipment were valid at the time of the incident. According to EMPAS, the exact cause of the crash is still being established, but officials have said the ship suffered power issues. Star Radio UK. Some breaking news coming through as well. At least 5 people have been killed and others injured in a motorway crash involving the coach near the eastern German city of Leipzig. Now, the coach reportedly ran from Flixbus, veered to the right on the busy A9 Autobahn before falling on its side. Unconfirmed reports said the Flixbus service had left Berlin and was on its way to Nuremberg en route to Zurich. Now, officials in the state of Saxony said that their thoughts were with the victims. Now, Flixbus runs coach services in Europe and beyond. To its Berlin to Zurich service had 2 drivers and 53 passengers on board when the vehicle overturned, German reports have said. The bus was less than 2 hours into its journey at the time of the crash near Leipzig Halle Airport to the northwest of the city. Now, police said rescue helicopters and a large number of ambulances were immediately called to the scene. Local hospitals were told to prepare for major emergencies. Now, coaches have crashed in the past on the A9 motorway near Leipzig, most recently in December. 1 person was killed in a separate incident in 2019. It is all coming your way from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, there was one other story that I was trying to bring your way, but it seemed to have eluded me. So let's come to the UK front. Now, if you are getting yourself ready to go on holidays, holiday makers are being warned not to get caught out by the past 10-year rule, which can ruin EU travel plans. UK travelers used to be able to carry up to 9 months from an old passport over onto a new one, but post-Brexit EU countries will not accept passports issued more than 10 years ago. Now, Home Office data suggests 32 million people had applied for passports that, if granted, will be over 10 years old. Among them is Nathan Barnes, who was refused boarding on a flight to France. Mr. Barnes, a 31-year-old paramedic from Norwich, was on his way to Limoges with his fiancée to visit family. But, well, he was denied. So now he needs to get a new passport. Despite checking in for the flight online, and going through security and passport control, he was stopped at the departure gate. He said, my passport had been issued more than 10 years previously. He said they were very matter of fact about it. They just said, sorry, you can't board off your pop. I was gutted, surprised really. We had checked in online and thought it was fine. Now, since the UK let the EU, travelers heading to all countries within the zone are including Iceland, Norway, Liechtenstein and Switzerland, but not Ireland, must have passport which was issued less than 10 years before their departure date. It must also be valid for 3 months after their planned return date. However, if a UK passport was issued before September 2018, it could be in fact be valid for up to 10 years and 9 months. This is because before, the passport office used to add up to 9 months from an old passport onto a new one. Home Office data suggests that between March 2014 and September 2018, there were 32.1 million applications for a UK passport. Well, so if you are embarking on a journey, please check. As I did say, one of my close friends was traveling and didn't check it. I mean, with a family sometime last year, and that caused them because they couldn't go, and she was outdoor that's supposed to go with them, the kids, and then they had to now. So they lost that money, and up to now, I think the airline has not done anything because they checked in online. So that should have been there to detect that, so that they don't even, so that they can even reschedule their trip. But that didn't happen. But what do you think about all that? This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, let's move on to the final story, and then we can bring the program to a close. A group of MPs are calling on Housing Secretary Michael Gove to ban new so-called leasehold estates in leasehold bill. The group is warning about leaseholders being stung with punishing bills for private maintenance contracts. Now, these residents are locked into contracts where public amenities such as roads are managed by an outside company rather than the local council. Up to 4 million people are now thought to be living on such estates. The letter from 49 Tories, including 2 former housing ministers, calls for the ban on such arrangement in the future to be included in the bill, which is working its way through Parliament and will be debated in the Lords on Wednesday. The Competition and Markets Authority has also recommended ending the private estate model, which has been used by the 40% of all new builds across Britain in the last 5 years, recommending the mandatory adoption of public amenities on new housing estates. Listeners, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is where I bring the program to a close. But this is quite an interesting one. Katie Price says there is nothing worse than women in their early 20s getting cosmetic procedures and want to educate them about the risks. Now, the model and TV personality is known for going under the knife herself, but insisted she is not a hypocrite. I didn't start doing my face until I was in my 40s. I had a boob job, but I didn't even have fillers. And she said, warning, it is damaging to your body. It did not. I didn't do it all in my 20s. I think everyone looks like alien these days. Speaking to the podcast to fail with Elizabeth Day, Price 45 said, I didn't have Botox till I was like 27 to 28. Lips I tried when they didn't know how to do it, and I looked like a duck, but then I just relaxed on it. Well. All the girls looks the same now, and I think, what are they going to look like then when they are my age? Well, it is true, you know. Oh boy. Well, listeners, this is where I bring the program to a close for today. It's been a pleasure coming your way. But before I go, as I did announce this morning, KB Botsman is going to be coming your way tonight with this program. That is the Faith Talk, the Easter special. And he will be hosting Apostle Lawyer Samuel Amponsa Frimpong, who is the chairman of the Christ Apostolic Church International, CACI. And they'll be looking at a blessing to the nations. That is Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 to 3. So you want to know who are they talking about? The program is going to take place exactly from 8 to 9 p.m. UK time. It's a special edition taking place tonight. So on that note, once again, let me say thank you very much for tuning in to listen to us today. Well, I need some money in my pocket, but I know one person to ask, and that is the Zogo man. And the question is, where is the dollar? When that song ends and you don't hear from me, then it's been me, your one and only Archie, saying have a top of the day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. But for now, bye-bye for now. See you this evening with KB Bossman.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
Where is the dollar? Where is the